Looks like
Hello.
live.
We're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Flyer live stream. My name's Ian Seeger. I'm here with Ed and Dave, and hopefully we'll bring you half an hour of interesting aviation talk, chat, news, views, opinions, maybe a laugh or two, and we'll see what happens. So tonight, what have we got coming up? Refers to the list over there. Quick chat about flight training resuming on Saturday. Great news. A little continuation of the story we started the other week, which was the whole 600 kilogram microlight opt-out thing and the possibilities that may bring. We've seen a few possibilities start to crop up, so that's a good thing there. A chat about Vista, which Dave's going to talk to us about. I've got a new toy to play with. Oh, I can't get used to this camera thing. You'll see more of that a little bit later. We're going to have a chat about this issue, which is the summer of flying love. Not flyer love, although there's always plenty of flyer love to go around in a very platonic way, you all understand. A chat about the LAA rally, or not the LAA rally, I should say. What else have we got? There's a whole bunch of news. There's a new flyer feature for the live stream that I'll be talking about, and a couple of other bits and pieces that we might throw in, mainly sort of self-promotional things for Flyer. So join the Flyer Club, subscribe, that kind of thing. I don't have my glass of beer this week, unfortunately.
Okay.
But anyway, so where are we going? First of all, Ed, talk to us about flying training.
Flying training is back. We speculated about this last week. There was some rumours that flying training was coming back on the 4th. And lo and behold, following in line with driving instruction and other things coming back, it looks like, well, floodgates are open and flying training resumes on the 4th of July, which is Saturday. And also it's a lot of people are taking that, and I think it's reasonable to think that obviously it opens the doors for your normal PPL flying with another passenger. So, use caution, kind of risk assess it, but there's nothing to stop you flying with taking a friend flying now. So
great news, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is. The CAA has pretty much said it's up to you.
Yeah.
So you can wear one of Ian's Tec9 gas masks if you want to.
face shield.
Face shield. But basically, it's up to you. Don't go flying with somebody who's got a temperature and is coughing their guts out.
Yeah.
No, I've still got that face shield in my garage. I probably won't wear it, but unfortunately, it's not the kind of thing that you can lend out to people, is it? Really? If I put it in the dishwasher, it probably wouldn't survive that. So
No,
you can really wear it to the pub, could you? Because you wouldn't be able to.
it would be difficult. Maybe with a straw.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Ed, look at this. Oh,
What?
where's it gone? There's a comment I'm going to put on the screen.
Yeah, someone said nice 3. Well, Chris Cooper knows because he's got one too. So
Okay. Fair enough, Chris. Good. So let's have a quick chat about the Tec9. Let's see if I can just do this part of it here. Yes. Oh, no. There you go. So this aeroplane, Tec9 P92, the new Tec9 P92's been around for I think it was introduced at Aero last year, was it?
Well,
Yes.
this version the aircraft dates back to 1992, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
No, you can tell that by the name, can't you? Those cunning people at Tec9. No one's ever going to go, when do you think that was announced? Anyway, so the P92, dates back to a really basic microlight as well. So the P92, let me play you a little video, just a short video from Tec9. It's a Tec9 promo video, but it's not the whole lot. It's quite quick.
That's exceedingly dramatic.
It is exceedingly, but we're not going to stereotype nations here. That would be wrong. I've flown a P92. I've flown one of the modern P92s. It's a fantastic little aircraft. Great fun. And I'm not quite sure what the word for sort is in Italian. Does anyone know?
No.
Cell.
No, cell or something. Anyway, so those numbers, 115 knots and takeoff in 100 yards, you might want to take those with a small pint of Italian sort. I don't know, but they're not going to be too far off, and certainly 115 knots going to be full throttle. But what was interesting in there was that it says EU 600 kilogram ready as a couple. It wasn't my music, Stuart. I didn't choose the music. That's from Tec9. Talk to them about the music. So that's, I mean, to my mind, that is one of the kinds of aircraft that we can start to expect to see a whole load of coming over. You know, really nicely equipped. Jump in. You can fly it for whatever road tax consumption is, 18 liters an hour or something. Cheap as chips in terms of direct operating costs. Handles really nicely. The landing and takeoff. I didn't measure it when I flew it personally, but it's pretty short, and I'm pretty sure there are no microlight strips in the UK that you can't get in and out of with one of those.
Yeah. To be fair, the P92 started life as a bit of an ugly duckling, but that version is it's a really nice looking aeroplane.
It's developed really well.
Haven't they? Before at the front, it was a bit of a stubby ugly duckling, but now it's really, really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, there's even the not quite so pretty early ones, which I think you can still buy the real basic ones called the P92 Lite or something. You can't get it in the UK, which is really frustrating. I don't know whether that's because it doesn't meet BCAR Section S or whatever, but I think they were selling it at one point, and this price must be a few years out of date now, but something like €42,000.
Unbelievable.
Which at the time, which was like cheap as chips.
The trouble is, we don't have a Tec9 importer at the moment, do we? We don't have a Tec9 agent in the UK.
Do they sell direct now to the UK, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
But you need someone local for support and looking after the aircraft.
Talking of selling.
Yeah. This again. So I'm guessing that we don't know how much it cost.
That means to be fair, I did send Tec9 an email late this afternoon saying, hey, Water, who's one of our contacts at Tec9, how much are you selling the new P92 for? And Water hasn't got back to me yet. So I can't say with any certainty. But last year, when it was launched, I think, depending on how you equip it, it's something between $160,000 and $200,000, which is roughly £160,000 to £200,000 or £160,000 to €200,000. I think they're just completely exchangeable at the moment. But not a bad airplane. Great looking airplane. Flies really, really nicely.
And it's got Garmin. I think it's Garmin G3X Touch panel.
Garmin G3X Touch. Yeah, it's got a BRS. It's just a really, really nice airplane. But sticking with that, Ed spotted this.
I thought this was interesting, and it just shows that like us, there's clearly people who see this kind of new category as a chance to bring interesting aeroplanes into the UK. And this was I spotted this on A4s during the typical lunchtime A4s trawl, and it's a guy who's looking to put a UK group together around the JMB VL3 Evolution, which is really fast. And another remarkable, in the same scheme as kind of the black wing microlight from Sweden. This kind of stuff is really, really slick, retractable gear, but meets the criteria. So we can only hope that this individual who's kind of this forward thinking has some success. So
yeah, I mean, clearly, obviously, as we spoke about a while ago, the BMAA and the LAA have got to get together and work out their new version of BCAR's Section S. Yeah, and they were all really positive and thought they could do it and crack it, and we'll see results by Friday. And I seriously hope that they're right.
Yeah,
but let's, like I said before, it's ours to win.
So much to lose, yeah. So much potential.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's going to be great. Moving on, talking of potential, let's have a quick chat about Bicester Aerodrome. And there's even a picture to illustrate Bicester Aerodrome. There you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Dave, this is you.
Yeah, so what's happening is that Bicester Motion, which is a development of the company called Bicester Heritage, which has developed the site. They have taken over operation of the airfield, which has meant, unfortunately, that the gliding club, which has been based there for a number of years and done great work, has decided to move. They couldn't agree on how to operate the airfield. Basically, Bicester Motion wants to operate it as a fairly normal airfield with with different sort of aircraft flying in. They also want to make it a tourist attraction, whereas the gliding club felt that they've had sort of unlimited use of the airfield up till now, a bit like Lasham in Hampshire, where they could do what they like. And because of the nature of gliding, where you tend to need to land into wind, and you might land short, you might land long, but because of the nature of gliding, and because it's basically a sociable sport where people turn up and help others to do it, it's not really easy to make it a business as such, whereas Bicester is really about being a business now. Now, you have to say that Bicester Motion, Bicester Heritage, has done a fantastic job on the land side of the old airfield. They've renovated the buildings, which were in a fairly terrible state, and they've done a great job. It's now a hub of classic motoring. They very much see they're very keen on keeping the airfield. They see it as an integral part of the whole World War II preserved airfield thing. So I don't think there's any danger of the airfield disappearing, but it has upset the gliding club. And if you look on the Flyer website, where we've got a news story about it, there's quite a few comments putting the gliding club's point of view. So clearly there's a few people who don't quite agree with what's happened.
Yeah,
but
I think is there still some gliding going on the site anyway?
Well, apparently there are some gliders allowed to, still based there, but that's a personal decision. The club itself has moved out lock, stock and barrel, taken everything with it. They don't have a venue to go to at the moment, and they're kind of looking for that place. So it's not a great situation for them at the moment. But you have to say that if Bicester Motion, Bicester Heritage can do with the airfield what they've done with the land side, it will be a fantastic place. Yeah.
And I think
a quick from someone there.
Yeah.
Flying at Bicester today, a small group of us continues. So good news, John.
Good to hear that.
Yeah. I think we discovered that they're going to. It's no longer going to be a grass omnidirectional airfield, is it? They're going to cut. Part of the plan is to put some designated runways in.
Well, I think the gliding club nearly always did that anyway, because you've got things like winch launches and tow launches. You've got to have some kind of organisation, because if you've got people taking off and gliders coming into land, a glider can't suddenly do a go around. It's coming into land full stop, come what may. So you've got to have some organisation there. Yeah. And I think I think one of the things the gliding club didn't like was that the runways that were being marked out meant that they would take off when the wind is in a certain direction. They would take off over the town, which is obviously not really good if you have to abort the takeoff at any point. But yeah.
Good. So John's just said they'll be using a rented Supermonk for their aerotows.
Right.
Good stuff. We should move on.
Let's move on indeed. I guess that's me talking about my new... Well,
there's a new toy.
There's a new toy. So if you can see this... let's get that camera thing wrong. This is the old toy. It's the Garmin 795. And that's now kind of been replaced by this, which is the new Garmin 760. So we put a video out a little while ago, which was just basically me having a chat with Jessica at Garmin, and we spliced in some footage from Sporters in the US from our friend John Zimmerman there, who flew with it. But we've now got our own. So when I get an opportunity over the weekend, or perhaps next week or sometime, I'll jump in the airplane, go flying with this. It's a fairly chunky piece of kit, to be honest. It's not quite as chunky as the old 795, which is very chunky.
Bearing in mind it's meant to replace it's a replacement for the Aero 660. It's quite a massive step from that.
So the Aero 660 is kind of almost half of it, just a little bit bigger than half of this, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose Sorry.
Do you think maybe you can hold it up nice and still for the viewers?
Well, no, I can't do anything that's still.
Oh no, it's too reflective.
I have to turn it like this. So you'll just have to imagine it.
So what is it actually supposed to do?
What is it supposed to do?
So it's touch screen. List price is $1,600, which is quite up there. But it's got a micro SD slot, so you can upload stuff. I think it's got a dedicated. It's got Garmin Connect's wireless connectivity as well, and it will work with all your panel avionics if you've got Garmin units in the panel.
So it's a moving portable navigator, is it?
Yeah,
it's kind of USB. You can do quite a lot of flight planning on it. You can send your route to your avionics. You can, in the States, you can certainly see traffic and weather on it. You should be able to see some traffic here. So we'll see. I mean, the question really is, and this in the UK is £1,500, which is a chunky bunch of money. £1,500. Is there a reason to spend £1,500 on an Aeros 760 when you can get a very, very, very nice iPad or two for the same price and do a bunch more? So I mean, that's the question. I'll go flying with it and have a look. It is nice to have a dedicated aviation unit,
and it will. You can put all your flight plan data. You can upload that from that to the 650 or the 750, can't you? I think
you can indeed. Yeah. So it has got some. I mean, it'd be interesting to in my airplane. There's what I've got, like the flight stream network, if you like, Garmin Connect. So I'll give it a go and see. But no getting away from the fact £1,500 for a chunky portable is a chunky investment, and it needs to perform really well to justify that, I think.
Yeah.
So we'll see more about that when I've gone flying with it, and hopefully I might even have a go at making another video for people.
So, someone said they can't watch you can't watch Netflix on it, which is true.
That is true. You can't watch Netflix on it. You can't read your emails on it. You can't cyber skive and looking at A4s like Ed was doing the other day. You're right. Yeah. No, you're not.
Move on, guys. We
move on. Sorry.
Move on. Yes.
Ed, over to you. Time to talk about the issue and what's going on in the issue.
The issue. So the small update. So we've got a feature which we're working in collaboration with the forum on at the moment as well. We're going to have the Summer of Flying Love. Basically, it's just a fun secondary feature, which is kind of looking at so people involved with the mag, some of our contributors, some of our readers. Basically, what are your plans for flying for the rest of summer? Because obviously, green light to do a whole bunch of stuff now, carefully, clearly. But let's get on and enjoy the enjoy what we've got. So we're hoping that spurs a whole bunch of people on to do some interesting stuff. And you can join in on the Flyer forum thread. And we'll take a look and see what people have got to say.
Absolutely. Well, that brings us nicely to our next story.
Yeah, because no LAA rally. So unfortunately, it looks like the Portaloos were probably the complete death of the LAA rally. It's just they were just one factor and one of the difficult factors in running an event like this, where you've got lots of people. And all those the little bottlenecks where people come to, end up in the same spots, touching the same stuff. LAA, rightly decided that it's just a little bit too risky to do the rally and for everything to stay safe.
Yeah, I think it's kind of understandable.
Well, it's particularly for the people who go and volunteer to work there, isn't it?
That's
because
it.
They're exposed the most.
Yeah.
They give their time free just for the love of it. It's a bit much for them to go over the dose of COVID-19.
That's it. Yeah, and obviously it's a 3-day event. You've got the hotel involved as well. So
and the catering and I mean, so that what have we got? We got no Farnborough, no Air Tattoo, no Reno Air Races, no NBWA, no
Yeah.
Oshkosh, no. Well,
We
Aero
just
was gone.
we just have to make our own. Everyone just has to get out there and make their own safe and sensible fun. So, and that's still going to be possible, isn't it? So, there's a whole bunch of airfields doing things this weekend. Just before I came online, I noticed that Gamston was having a fly-in and barbecue, and I think there's one at was there one at Taken Hill, Dave?
That's right. Yeah, they're calling it the Welcome Back Barbecue, and you can go and camp if you want. It's this Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
The weather forecast doesn't look wonderful.
Yeah.
Not terrible, but not wonderful. And that's called Sandown. Sandown, we're going to have a freedom flying this weekend. They put that back to the following weekend, the 11th.
Freedom has been postponed.
Freedom's been postponed. Yes. But I mean, Shuttleworth have come up with an interesting idea, a drive-in air show. So it's not unlike something they've done before. But basically, you drive in, you can get out of your car, but you've got to stay within a marked-out box, unless you want to go to the loo. That's a bit I'm not quite sure how that works at the moment. But it's a good idea. Air shows at Shuttleworth are always worth going to.
Yes. Could say, going back to the summer plans, in the comments, Stuart Truman, congratulations, starting lessons on the 11th, then taking the whole of August and September to get his PPL done. What a great plan.
Yeah.
Oh, Sturgate's open this weekend. Fuel and cafe available.
Brilliant.
Keir said there's one at Enstone next weekend. Peter's saying about Sandown this weekend. We think Sandown this weekend, the Freedom one might have been postponed, Peter.
Yeah.
But do check before you go.
I'm pretty sure that was posted by Dan, wasn't it?
It was,
yeah.
Some sad news that people might have picked up on the forum. Glenforsa on the Isle of Mull has decided to remain closed for 2020 season and opening again, hopefully in 2021. If you've never been there, it's an absolutely stunning venue. A nice long grass runway. You park in a nice bit of grass in front of the hotel. Great bar. Great restaurant. Obviously, you need to stay overnight if you're going to drink. And frankly, no one needs to be drinking whiskey because it's disgusting. But they do sell beer as well, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is a very sad thing. Right, we got 5 minutes left, which I thought we were going to have stuff to talk about tonight. So let's just jump onto this. What's it called? An Aura. An Aura. It sounds Italian. I used to have for one day a Lancia Delta Integrale.
It's nothing like that.
We digress. Dave, you know something about this, I think.
Yeah, it's a French, another new French startup, a company called Aura Aero, and this is the Integrale, and it's as you can see, it's a 2-seat side by side, and it's an aerobatic aircraft. Now we think we're probably looking at the market that used to be held by CAT aircraft, the CAT 10, which is a fantastic airplane, one of my favourites ever, and of course there aren't very many CATs coming out of Robin at the moment, so they've seized this opportunity, and the opportunity is there because of something that's happening in the airline pilot training industry called upset recovery training, which is now mandatory. But if you want to sort of give pilots upset recovery training, you've got to have a training aircraft, and ideally that's side by side.
Side by side.
So all of the Slingsby Fireflies have been snapped up.
Yeah.
All the Bulldogs have been snapped up, and so there's a market there for a brand new aircraft. And it looks like Aura has spotted this and has stepped in there.
It's powered by a 210 horse Lycoming, I think.
Yeah, they say they wanted to make it an all French aircraft, but they have opted for the 390 Lycoming, which produces 210 horsepower. Yeah. Nice fuel injected engine.
And that one is the one in the photos is tail wheel, but I think there's a nose wheel one in the works as well, isn't there?
Yes, they've sort of mentioned it. I think most aerobatic pilots prefer a tail wheel aircraft because it means you haven't got the front wheel dangling down during manoeuvres, of course, which is extra drag and there's a certain aura about having an aura.
Tail wheels are like pewter tankards, aren't they? And beards. That's they go together.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. It's so someone said I've lost the comment. Where was it? It was
Has the wheel at the right end as well.
Oh yeah, Sean McDonald said, "Buy one and sell me the RV3 I was saving up for." Do I take it, Sean, that that you were in the market for the white and blue RV3 that was on A4s? I guess it's not for sale.
Someone's in there first.
Yes.
So I mean, I suppose strictly speaking, the French do manufacture maybe an aero engine with the Safran diesel engine.
Really?
Is it,
Well, yeah.
SMA, the thing that started off as the SMA engine, at least the company is still in business, I think.
Well,
Okay.
Safran's a huge company, of course.
Safran's a huge company, yeah. No, the diesel part of it. No, I'm not a Morris dancer. Yeah.
No, well, not many people have been successful with that SMA engine. I mean, there was talk about it going into a Cessna 182, which is what their test mule aircraft was. But for some reason, Cessna didn't go ahead with that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm not sure, but it was.
And I think for this market, Lycoming, Lycoming have got a really good engine for that kind of platform. So
yeah.
And as Pete Pengelly points out, the SMA is way too heavy.
I agree. I really just make a comment on the French aero engine.
Yes.
I did fly the 182 with the diesel engine in with Cessna over in Kansas. We had a good flight, and then it was okay, to be honest. It was good fun. But they had a couple of engine failures, didn't they? That ended up with them in field.
Who knows what?
And that kind of put the end to it, really.
Yeah. But no, and it's good that there's another aerobatic, because not enough certified aerobatic aeroplanes in the market. So good to see another one like that. And it looks to me like someone's taken you look at that rear profile, it looks a bit like the old Cap21. It's like they've just split it and made it a bit wider. It's got, if you look at that fin and rudder, it looks like Caps of old.
It does.
Yeah.
Weren't Robin or CAPR bringing that back at some stage?
Well, it is. You can the Cap 10C came back and was announced last year at Aero, and I think they've made one and sold it. And obviously, this was going to be an aeroplane that had the constant speed. They were looking to being asked to certify the constant speed 3-blade MT prop on it. But the last I heard, that was still in works. They hadn't done it but constant speed on a Cap 10 would be fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Let's move on from that. What else have we got? A bit of a Save Bruntingthorpe thing going on.
Yeah, this is Bruntingthorpe. The owners of Bruntingthorpe have sold it to a car company, basically a car company that looks after cars for manufacturers. When the manufacturers produce lots of cars, but the dealers don't quite want them yet, such as at the moment. So car manufacturers have to store cars, and Bruntingthorpe, being a huge runway and lots of taxiways, it's an ideal place to keep cars. Unfortunately, that means that at the moment the future for the various old aircraft projects that are based there is a bit uncertain. But there was a bit of good news in that just came out today, in that the people who've now bought the rights to Bruntingthorpe have been in touch with the preservation societies, and they're trying to work out some kind of future. So it does look as though that's not a completely lost situation at the moment.
No, I think for some aeroplanes like the Buccaneers, that fold up and can be trucked, they're already heading to Kemble, aren't they, or Cotswold?
Yeah, but there seems like there's a Vulcan there, and there's all sorts of other aircraft.
No,
simply can't be shifted, really.
Yeah, no Vulcan. I think it's a Victor, isn't it?
It's a Victor. That's right. That was the one that nearly took off a few years ago.
Oh, it did take off, didn't it? It took off and very nearly left the circuit if they'd had a chance.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah. So, how are we doing for time? Whoa, we got 40 seconds left. Quick 40-second, 30-second promo. First of all, please, if you're out there, you're watching this and you're not members of the Flyer Club, consider joining. It's £2.50 a month, payable quarterly. You get your 6 free landing fees, a ton of other benefits, and you help us to produce this, the magazine, the website, and all sorts of things. So it's got to be some of the best, it's got to be the best value in aviation. So if you're not a member already, please head on over and sign up on the website. That would be great. The other thing, just a quick heads up for next week, we're going to give this a go. We're going to try something called Ask Flyer. Between us, we know a few bits and pieces, not huge amounts, but a few bits and pieces. But we certainly know a lot of other people who know lots and lots of things. So send us in a question, use the hashtag AskFlyer, do it on Twitter or on Facebook or on the forum or whatever. And we'll see. We'll have a look and we'll see if we can find answers to them. If they're like really, really, really hard questions, like the meaning of life, then that may take a little bit longer to get the answer to. But otherwise, we'll give it a good go and see what we can do.
42.
Dave.
42, that's the meaning of life.
42.
There you go.
But not a C42.
You're still going to be printing the magazine? No, not for the foreseeable future, Kevin. The newsstand is pretty much dead. Hardly anyone's going in there. Printing and shipping copies of the newsstand just to ship them back is pointless, unfortunately. So you can read Flyer magazine freely online by going to issue, which is issw.com/Flyer Digital, and have a look there. But like I said earlier, if you're not a member already, have a good think about it. Pop over to the Flyer website, go to the shop and buy membership, £7.50 a quarter. And for all those who are members already, thank you very, very much. It's hugely appreciated. On that note, we're 1 minute and 20 seconds over. Thank you for your patience. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
And look forward to seeing you all this time next week, or half an hour earlier next week, I should say.
Half an hour early, yes. Yeah.
Well, no, 7:30 rather than 8 o'clock, as it were. 7:30 next week. Date for your diary on Thursday. See you there.
Great.
Bye.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Yep.